can see my hot pump have an issue. Let's see how it disconnected by himself. Now the heat pump, which is actually part of the air condition, stops suddenly. So let's find out what is the problem. So if you're looking here, this is the 60 amp breaker for the furnace. This is for the air condition. And I'm going to suspect there is an issue here with the breaker because it suddenly broke. So that's the first thing I would like to look at. And what I have to do here, I have to measure the voltage between the two hot here. That should be 240 volt. Between hot to 0 should be 118 volt. So let's try to measure the volt and figure out what's going on. I've used the voltmeter to test, to see. I just want to show you there is voltage here. Like if I'm going to take it from this point to this point, you can see 118 volt, 120 volt. Okay, so now I'm going to one of the hot of the furnace. I'm checking here, it's 118. I'm going to check between this hot now. It's 118. But between the two hot, if you check it, you figure out there is zero voltage. What does it mean? It means that one of these breaker is disconnected, maybe burned inside, or it doesn't work properly. So now what we have to do is to replace this, first to replace this breaker, and before I'm replacing this breaker I have to shut down electricity. Correct? Okay, let's do it. So here is the breaker, that's the main breaker, 125 volt, and the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to shut it down. That's a very important. Now we don't have electricity to the house.
Stop.
To remove, I want to make sure there is no voltage here. And there is zero voltage, that's good. So I don't need to work with gloves and stuff. And now I have to remove this puppy. And I'm going to use for that screwdriver. So you can see it's removed. And that is the way. If you look very carefully, you can see it's already burned here. So you see here that it's burning, dead. That's okay, but that's gone. So this one, if you can see, it's already burned. And that's broke. You can see inside what's going on. So really everything is really burned. What show you that this breaker, you can see parts here, it's already disintegrated. Okay, so we need to clean it a little bit and then we put it back. But that's very important because this will save you a lot of money. Then you call technician or something. To replace stuff like that will cost you $100, and for the furnace, it might be not an honest guy will tell you the compressor goes, something like that, and you will pay maybe $1,000. Okay, let's continue. So this is the part that disintegrated belonged to this 60 amp switch breaker, and you can see here, if you look carefully, you see how black it is? It's actually melted everything. I had to clean it with a screwdriver for over 10 minutes or so. And with this brush to remove all the debris here. So that's important. So now everything look okay. Remember, there is no electricity here. That's very important. And now when I'm ready to replace it, and I'm going to replace it with Siemens 60 amps Siemens breaker. To replace this breaker. This breaker is broken, as you can see here. Everything is really melted. Okay, it does not work anymore. Okay, let's replace it. See here the rusted, which is kind of a green stuff. That's because it did not have protection, substance protection, and that's probably it's moisture that create between of that, and that's create the short. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace it with that one. That's one nut, and that is the second nut. That's too hot. This is the bed breaker, and we're going to put it here. I'm going to put this breaker, but before I'm going to put this breaker, I'm going to put a substance to protect from corrosion and moisture, that it won't short again. Okay, 1 and 2. You really want to use your, just make it nice evenly. And don't worry, the conductivity here is 0 really. So it's work well. Now we're going to connect it. So you can see I'm putting the substance here. You can see in the new switch breaker, and I'm going to open it a little bit. It's enough open really. This, by the way, Siemens, it's a very, very reliable. I think it's one of the best, if not the best one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put this conductivity here. This heart, the first heart here, and I'm going to close it strong. It's very important to close it quite strong, because you really need very good contact. Remember, that's one. And this is the other one here. Remember to close it very, very strong. Yeah, it was 60 amps. So in both of them you got 120 amps when it starts. This is quite significant. So we close it, and now we're going to put it. So to put it, it's also going to be a little bit tricky here. You need to use a little bit of power here. Okay, so I'll put it here, and then I will try to push it. So push it inside. As you can see, it's in. Okay, and I'm still going to hold it off. By the way, it is on. This one I'm going to put off. Just give it a push. Because this can go up and down. So let's turn on the breaker and see what's happening. On. And now the electrical is on. So to show you here, I just turned on the electricity, and you can see between these two hot, there is 240. If you look here on the voltmeter, I put it here and you can see immediately it's coming 240. Okay, so there is now 240. First thing I'm doing, I'm putting it on. Remember, the heat is off, so nothing should happen. Okay, now the most important, before I'm doing anything, I want to check between these to see if there is 118, sorry, 120 volt. Let me put it here that you can see. So I touch here, and it's 115 now. So again, and between that to these is 110, 20. Let's see between both of them, that's the most important. So you have to be very careful here. 236 volt. So it's actually 240 volt. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the heater and see what happens. You can start. So let's see, we're going to turn it on. And as you can see, it's working. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That's the way you save to yourself hundreds of, if not thousands of dollars from a technician that might be not honest with you. Thank you for watching this video.